The business, motherfucker. The Daily Read. Your source for news, politics, sports, and all things trending. Here's your host, Marcus Gentry.
All right, wonderful people. I want to thank you for attending the Daily Read today on this beautiful Sunday. Today is going to be a controversial show. And it's going to be controversial because a lot of us are talking about this new H.R. 40 House bill, reparations. Now, I got to discuss this, people, because I always try to keep it real with my audience and let you know what's going on, because these people, they're politicians and they want your vote. Not just the white people have politicians, but blacks too. And they do things and they say things to get your vote every 4 years. They have what you call dog whistles. For the white community, it's taxes and guns, and the immigrants are going to take over. For us minorities, it's police brutality, the fear of segregation, and reparations. So we got to break this down, people, because I feel like this whole reparation thing is a losing battle. It's a fight that we shouldn't even be bothering with. And like I said, I know a lot of people are going to be mad about it, but let's get into it. I'm gonna do the Masonic Journal on my second segment, because I want to jump right into this, people, because some of us are led down a path by people who want to be righteous, and some of them are, in a way, people who are black politicians that they want your vote, and then you got the greedy ones. They're on the outskirts. They're on the right there on the edge. They just want something free, and there's nobody thinking, people. Nobody's out here thinking. I seen Sherry Lee. I'm gonna get her name, but she's a representative out of Texas. The name will come to me in a minute. I got so many things going on. The name will come to me in a minute. But I seen her on the stage talking about how she's fighting for us reparations for slavery. Now, the people who she was talking to were, multimillionaire black businessmen and businesswomen. And these are her donors. These are the people who fund her campaigns. The whites have their donors too. Now, when I was looking at her speaking about reparations, it kind of made me mad. Just like the situation with how Kamala Harris did Joe Biden. These people are politicians. I'm not saying that they're not good people who fighting for black, situations and black things that's going to help our communities. But some of these people have a God complex. They feel like they have to trick you because you are uneducated enough not to know the real in order for you to put them in office so they can help you. Think about this now, people. Some people think that they got to trick you to help you. These people know everything that I'm telling you, but they're not telling you this. Let's jump into that. I was going to leave this for the last part of my show, but I'm going to start off with it for all of those who want reparations. How are you going to pay yourself? Just think about that. You a taxpayer. Reparation money is not just going to fall out the sky, people. Reparation money comes from taxes. Every time you walk in the store and buy milk for your child, you buy a house, you buy a car, you get a loan, well, not get a loan, but eventually you're going to have to pay tax on that because you're going to spend the loan. But anything you do in this country, you pay taxes on. You see, the slaves were not taxpayers. The slaves were property. So if they would have gave reparations to the slaves right after the Civil War, it would have been true reparations. But how in the world are you going to pay for your own reparations? Think about that, people. There's nobody out here thinking. Everybody just want. How you going to pay for your own reparations? You're a taxpayer. Everybody in this country. Now, I'm going to break that down for the people who watch my show and listen to my live feed, because, you know, a lot of people listen to me because I keep it simple. Say you own 2 houses. You own 2 houses now. You and your family and your kids, your wife, y'all stay in one house and you rent the other house out. And every month on the 1st, the guy that's renting the house from you comes to you and he give you $250. Then you put the other $250 with it and you got your rent money. How you gonna pay yourself, people? You a taxpayer. You said I wasn't even gonna tell you, I wasn't even gonna tell you about this until the end of the show. I was gonna tell you all the other problems that we are gonna have with reparations that's gonna destroy the Black community. I was gonna lead the how you gonna pay yourself to the end, but I wanted to hit you with that at first. That way, when I lead when I tell you everything else that's gonna come along with this, you're gonna agree that, man, this it's not even worth it to split the Black community up over reparations. We need to just leave it alone. There are other fights that we have in the minority community that we can do to uplift the wealth and well-being of us and our children, instead of keep letting some politician every 4 years, you know, boost us up about reparations. That's never going to happen. We're about to go into a recession, people. You think the government's going to set money aside and we are already $1 trillion in debt to pay reparations? If they did pay reparations, it wouldn't happen but 50 years from now. We so messed up with this clown Donald Trump in the White House. Reparations is the last thing on anybody in Congress' mind, except for the people trying to get reelected in the Black community. Congress ain't thinking about no reparations right now. They trying to deal with tariffs, China, Kim Jong-un. And then there's so many problems that come with it, they definitely not finna mess with it right now. Now I'm finna jump into the problems that you're gonna have with the reparations. I already told you that, you know, if they give it to you, it's gonna be so many things wrong with it, like paying yourself. You're a taxpayer. But now I'm finna get into the Native Americans. They get reparations. The Native Americans reparation is no more than $600 to $800 a month checks. I know, because I've been out there on the reservations. I've sweated with these people. I've tended to fire. My nickname in the Native American community is Black Clouds. That's what they call me. I've eaten fried bread and buffalo meat with these people. They have alcoholism running rampant through the communities. They have a sense of segregating themselves, because if their blood gets too impure with other races, the government is not going to give them any money. The government set this money and the land aside for Native Americans, full bloods. That's why they're so adamant about people not coming to the res. They didn't like me there at first when I was dating the Native chick I dated. But eventually they warmed up to me. They wanted me out of there. I'm telling you facts, people. This whole reparation thing is some garbage. It's smoke clouds. It's stopping us from achieving goals that we need to be achieving. And it's not ever going to happen. I'm going to tell you about another tribe, the Lumbee Indians. I know a lot of them. It's about 30,000 of them in America. About 8,000 look like white people with blonde hair, brown hair, straight hair. about 9 or 10,000 of them look like black people, high yellow bones. Then you got about 10,000 that look like natural Indians. They don't get any funds. Y'all see where I'm going with this. Some of my more intelligent listeners already can tell where I'm going with this. The Lumbee Indians are called the people of color for a reason. They got a lot of black in their blood. A woman named Chief Woman Mankiller out of the Eastern Cherokee back in the 70s, she went to Congress and told Congress that if y'all give the Lumbee Indians rights to government funds as natural Native Americans, it's going to take away from the Eastern Cherokee funds, because there's only so much money they can give you for reparations, and it's split between all the states. So she gets mad and tell the government, basically she cut their throat. She cut the throat of other Native Americans. And she didn't stop there. The government told her, look, it's still too much money and the budget's not going to handle it. So she went a step further. She said, if you're a Cherokee Indian, you got to have a certain percentage of blood in your body in order to get government funds and be recognized as a true Native American, as a true Cherokee. So now you got people all over this country who say, yeah, I got Cherokee blood in me, but you ain't getting no check. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Look to your left and look to your right at all your friends, your homegirls and your homeboys you hang with. Half of these people look like they damn near white, but they claim they black. The people ain't getting no check. Some of the very same people that listen to this show, that fight for reparations, you're not going to get a check. How they got it set up with the Native Americans is, if you are 60% or more blooded, you get a check. Anything below that, people, you can hang it up. You can hang it up. It's not going to happen. They're not going to give you a dime. That's going to pit black Americans against black Americans. This is a battle we need to stay away from. It's smoke. It's smoke and mirrors. This is what you call the bamboozle. You know, like I was telling you about the white politicians, how they do the white people. You know, some of the white people that ain't even racist. They bamboozle them. They talk about guns and taxes, and they get them all riled up to go rally. Reparation is nothing but smoke and mirrors. You're not going to get it. And if they did try to give it to you, how you going to pay yourself? You a taxpayer. You paying yourself. That money's not going to just fall out of a tree. And then they're going to up the taxes. They're going to say, man, the budget is straining. We got too many people getting reparations. Everybody that has a baby by a white person, that baby considers themselves black. The government will be under a total strain to give all of these people reparations for slavery. So that means somebody black gonna stand up and cut the throat of other black people and say, man, look, if they got a certain percentage of blood, cut their throat. They can't get it. Sorry. You got to fend for yourself. It's going to happen, people. It's going to happen. Look at Kamala Harris. She damn near light-skinned white. She a black woman, intelligent, smart. She one of the best politicians I've seen come along in the black community. She smart as a whip. She know how to handle herself. She might not get a check. Then her kids are by a white man. She's married to a white man. Her kids definitely ain't gonna get no check. This whole reparation thing, man, is smoke and mirrors, trying to get these people reelected. We need to stay away from this. There are other things in our communities that we can do to uplift our financial situations instead of trying to go after revenge for slavery that's going to, bring this whole country to an uproar. Now, like I said, I know it's gonna be some people mad at me, you know, for my stance on this, but I didn't come here to hold your hand. I came here to tell you the things that people ain't gonna tell you. And this whole HR 40 reparation bill, you know, you got people around here jumping up and down in the streets, they ain't even read it. This whole reparation bill is a study. It's not reparations, it's a study. And everything I'm finna tell you, they're gonna find out once they study it. Everything I'm gonna tell you on this whole show, they're gonna find out after 6 years of studying. They're gonna come back and say, man, look, I'm sorry, black people, but we can't give y'all this reparations. That's what they're gonna tell you. After 6 years of studying, they're gonna come back and tell you, man, it just ain't, it's not plausible. And I'm gonna break it down to you, everything they're gonna find out when they study the whole reparation and how they're gonna give it to you. It's not gonna happen, people. Now, I'm gonna take this quick commercial break. And when I get back, we're gonna get into immigration. You know, I just touched a little bit on the Native American situation. I could go into further detail because I talked to one of the elders years ago. And he basically told me, he said, man, it ain't that we racist. If we get blooded out, our bloodline gets so thin to where there are no more real true natives, the government can come in and take this land. Think about that, people. I'm gonna let that sit on your soul for a minute. Because all you got to do is look around at the people you hang with. You know, have these little red, you already got people running around here getting skin lightening cream. Have these yellow bones and red bones and all this and that. These people ain't getting no check. They're not getting a dime. Once they do that DNA test and you got 40% sub-Saharan African, 30% Italian, 10% Irish, the fuck gonna tell you to get up out of here. You are other. You can claim you black all you want to. You are other. They're not gonna give you a dime. Somebody gonna have to get their throat cut to get this reparations because they can't give all this money out. It'll break America. Y'all got to think about this stuff, people. Now I'm finna get into this commercial break and I'll be back and we're going to talk about immigration.
The business, motherfucker. The Daily Read.
All right, my people. I want to get this anxiety-free child. Now, don't let your child's anxiety continue to get in the way of the life they deserve. Learn how you can help your child break the cycle of inner city urban fears. Now, this is a program that I found that, you know, can help with a lot of urban issues where you got kids scared to go out the house. And I know there are dangers in the urban communities, but when we were kids growing up in Chicago, you know, our people used to kick us out, man, and it was violent. You know, hey, man, go down there to the museum. You know, go down there and to the free church and get you something to eat. You know, get the snack, you know, from the pastor down there. They got all the kids sitting down in there eating. You go down there and eat too. And there's a lot of fears and anxiety that we project to our kids. Kids don't even go outside and play anymore. I remember days we used to shoot marbles outside. We didn't even want to come in the house. And when the light came on outside in the street, they used to have to call us back in the house. You know, and this isolationism that's going on in our urban youth is stagnating them. You know, they want to sit up under mom and dad in them. You know, we used to sit around and play cards and tell the kid, man, y'all get out grown folks' face. You know, now you got girls playing cards with the kids sitting in their lap, drinking beer with the kids sitting in their lap. You know, so I'm gonna put this in the link in the description below. This is called Anxiety Free Child. It's a program that helps you and your kids deal with anxiety in the urban cities and things of that nature. It's a good program, and I suggest some of you try it out. Now, I'm going to come off this commercial break, and we're going to get back to the show.
The Biz Motherfucker. The Daily Read.
All right, people. We're back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, do a quick recap from the last segment. Now, you have a lot of problems going on in the Native American communities with the reparations they get. As I told you, it's a lot of isolationism going on out there. You got Crips and Bloods going on out there. I mean, yeah, for real. They have actual gangs out there now. A lot of us don't hear about these things because they've isolated themselves so much. And it almost seems like they're slick racists because they don't want you out there. They don't want you around their people. And if some of their daughters or sons wound up leaving the Reds, they don't want them to come back because they feel like they've tainted the bloodline, all because of money. You know, they get their bloodline too thin, they check get cut. They don't get anything. You know, once you fall below a certain percentage of your bloodline, you don't get nothing. The government considers you an other. And if you look around at the black community, it's a lot of us out here that call ourselves black, but we're really others. You're not going to get a check, people. Nothing. Now we finna move on to immigration. We're going to move on to immigration. Since the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and really the 80s too, that was a real immigration flood of Africans. Since Ellis Island first became a hub in New York of immigrations flooding to this country, the Italians, the Jews, Japanese, even British people started coming up in this country. And, these people, we fought to be free of the British. Now, you also had a flood of Africans and African bloodline being introduced into the African American communities. We have another problem, people, with reparations. Look at this guy. Look at this cat, 21 Savage. He can claim Atlanta and Zone 6 all he want to. Dude, you from England. You can't get a reparation check. You're not the great-great-great-great-grandson of a damn slave. But somebody like him gonna try to run down and get a check anyway. You know it. It's gonna be some scammers and schemers out here from Zimbabwe that done moved here 30 years ago, that talk like us, act like us, but you're not a son of a slave. You're gonna go down here and try to get a free check just because everybody else getting one is black. Then you got people who blend in so well because they were born here. And you never even know they from from Africa. You never even know they're from the continent of Africa. Nigeria. You'll never even know, because until you go home and see their parents and how their parents talk and eat and communicate, then you be like, oh man, I didn't know you was African. Yeah, man, yeah. I mean, they act just like us because they were born here. They can't get no check. We got a problem, people. I just told you about how other blacks are going to cut other blacks' throat. I just told you about how you going to pay yourself reparation money. Now we got another problem. We have over 100 years of Africans being introduced into the black culture of America. They here now. Their bloodline is mixed with ours now. How you going to weed these people out? Some people going to slip through. until their girlfriend get mad at him because he done cheated on her. She gonna call down and be like, man, that dude ain't supposed to get no check. His mama from Africa. He ain't from America. And then you got the feds knocking at your door. You know, Mr. Jones, was your father named Zabuya? You know, from Nigeria? Why is you getting this check? We got a problem, people. This whole reparation thing, man, is smoke and mirrors. This is garbage. We need to leave it alone. If they was going to give reparations out, they should have gave it out to the slaves after the Civil War. It would have been true reparations. Waiting this long, it ain't going to work. It's too many problems that's going to damage the black community behind this. Too many. We need to leave this whole garbage alone. These people out here trying to earn your vote. That's all they're trying to do. They don't want me to show up at one of their rallies. Let me see a black politician get on stage talking about, he fighting for my reparations. I'm gonna look around the room. I'm gonna say, man, hey, how you gonna implement this? If you did get it, half these people in this room that's black ain't gonna get it. And then you got people in the country that's straight out of Africa. They might vote for you because you black and they black, but these people ain't no great-grandsons of slaves. Look at Obama. You would never know that Obama's father was from Africa. Never. You would never know it. We got to start thinking, people. This is smoke and mirrors. They're taking you down another path that they know already is not going to happen. And then my fiance told me, she said, you kind of right, but what if they do us like the Indians and not let us pay taxes? Oh, you got a real problem. They have been conditioning black Americans to be consumers. Remember I talked about on my first show, producers and consumers? They have been conditioning black Americans for over 70 years to be consumers in this country. Consumers means money spent. Money spent means taxes. Taxes mean funding the federal government and the military and the roads and things of that nature. So if you think in your mind they finna stop every African American in this country from stop paying taxes, it'll bankrupt this country. It's not gonna happen. Even the black politicians ain't gonna let it happen. Because they see the numbers. They know it's not feasible. They're not gonna stop you as an African American from paying taxes. They can't do it. It'll bankrupt this country. You think a recession is bad? It'll send us into a depression. We are the top consumers in this country. Everything from the headphones I'm wearing to the rims you put on your car. It ain't gonna happen, people. It's a dream. And these people keep selling you a dream because they know it's gonna get them votes. And I keep going back to the same subject. How you gonna pay yourself? You a taxpayer. Reparations come from people paying taxes. And I didn't even include the Italians, the Irish, the Japanese. These people are gonna riot. They're gonna riot. They're gonna go to Congress and stand on the steps and they're gonna say, hey man, why am I paying my taxes to slavery and my forefathers wasn't no slave owners? That's what they're gonna say. We causing more confusion than what is even worth. Then you're gonna turn around and call these people racist. They racist, they don't want to give us reparations. Them folks ain't racist, they just don't want to be paying for something they ain't had no bit. Look, I'm finna break it down again to my people that like for me to break it down for them. Say you got this little boy, he black. He's in the house for years as a baby, getting beat by this white woman, tortured. Police come in, arrest the white woman, put the little boy somewhere safe, and he grows up. You move into the house that he got beat up in for years. You move into that house. He knocks on the door and say, hey man, that woman that abused me was in this house. And since you live in this house now, you got to pay me for the abuse that I took in this house. You're going to look at this kid like, man, if you don't get up out of here, I'm not paying you nothing. I didn't abuse you if you don't get out of here. And that's the same way these people going to rise up. They taxpayers. They're going to be all in the streets. And then y'all going to call them racist. These people don't want to pay for something that they didn't have nothing to do with. You see, I'm not here to hold your hand, people. I'm here to give you the real. I'm not a politician. I didn't come here for your vote. You know, I'm trying to get this veil off in front of your face. This phoniness is going on with these black politicians. You know, they just like the white politicians. Now, I'm not saying that they don't help us, you know, get things done in our communities. They do. But these people, some of them have a God complex. They think they got to lie to you and shove a shit in your face just to get your vote so they can help you. You know, I ain't never seen nothing like it. It's crazy. You're going to lie to a whole crowd of people just to get a vote so you can get in office to help these people. You know, it's garbage. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to give you all the details you need to know about this reparation. H.R. 40 is a bill that they introduced and it got shot down. They still got it. It's hovering around. You know, Cheryl Lee Jackson from Texas, representative of Texas, you know, she's sitting up there with her chest stuck out on stage talking to all these rich black folks about reparations, how she fighting for reparations. Lady, that ain't even a reparation bill. That's a study of a reparation bill. This is foolishness, people. They're going to study this stuff for 6 years or 7 years if they get it passed. It ain't even passed yet. And if they pass it, it ain't nothing but a study. They're going to study this stuff for 6 or 7 years, then they're going to come back to you just like what I said and tell you, look, people, it ain't plausible. We can't do it. It's too much going on. We can't do it. Stop letting these people run a battery in your back. Find you something to do to help your community right now. You know, there are things out here we can do to produce wealth in our communities. Help each other start businesses. Do something else. You know, I got some brothers right here. I know mad at me. They looking at me right now like, man, I knew Marcus was going to talk about that reparation, man. I knew it. Yeah, you knew it. Because I can't keep letting y'all lie to people like that. You know, I can't keep letting it go on. It's getting too much. You know, some of y'all will be ashamed of yourself because y'all ain't thinking. Y'all just want your hand out. Like, man, give me something for slavery. Ain't none of y'all even had a whip across your back. I done chopped cotton before. I know the back-breaking work it is. I'm gonna tell you that story when I come back off this next commercial break. It's gonna trip some of you out.
The biggest motherfucker. The Daily Read.
All right, people. I want to talk about Toddler Talk. Now, Toddler Talk is another program that I found. It's techniques and games to teach your kids how to speak properly. Now, some of our kids have speech impediments when they're born. I had a brother who he said me all the time. You know, me, ma. And I know he gonna laugh when I tell y'all this story, but you know, this just go to show that sometimes we can let things go on too long without straightening it out. He's a very educated man now. You know, my brother's very educated. I'm gonna have him on the show one day. but he started off with a speech impediment, and it blocked him from a lot of things younger in life. And I think if you guys get into this program, you'll like it. Like I said, I'm always going to bring something to the community that's going to help you. And if you want it, check it out, look at it. If you don't, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But this is for people who have newborns. And, you know, once the newborn get to the age where they're starting to say, dad, dad, mama, you know, this is where this kicks in, where you can start getting them right immediately. All right. Now, it's going to be in the description below. Go to my YouTube channel, look at the description below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
The business, motherfucker. The Daily Read.
All right, people, we back. And we're back with the Daily Read, and I am your host, Marcus Gentry. Now, to do one more recap, I explained to you about the Native Americans and the problems that they're having. And I've been to the sweat lodges. I've suffered through tending the fire, you know, and had to stand and watch while they prayed and sweat. I had to do this for 6 months before they even allowed me to go in there. I can talk about these issues, and I know the type of reparations and things that they get. And the reparation money they get might have been some money back in the 40s, 30s. You know, you getting $500, $600, $700. That's good money in the 40s and 30s. You damn near rich. But with the inflation in today's standards, that's nothing. That's nothing, people. And if some of y'all think that y'all gonna get a reparations check and it's gonna be more than what the natives get, you're sadly mistaken. It's not. And if it is, it's gonna be some problems. You just added another problem. You know, so you think you're gonna get $800-900, they getting $600-800. They gonna march because they gonna want the government to up their money to match whatever you get no more. You know, then you got the problem with other blacks cutting other blacks' throat. You know, man, them people over there, they too light skinned. They look like they Puerto Rican, man. They call themselves black all they want to, but they shouldn't be down to getting no check. So now you pitting blacks against blacks, you know, with this whole reparation thing. You know, this is one of them situations, man, where we need to let this go, people. We need to let it go. And then you got the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans. You see, I love history. And when I know history, it keep people from lying to you. I can cut my eyes at somebody when they talking to me, especially if they're a politician. They looking at this dude, oh man, he a truck driver. He don't know nothing. I'm finna tell him anything. And they don't realize I'm an avid studier of history. I love it. You see, the slaves went down to the islands and got broken in plantations down there before they came to America. A lot of people forgot their history. So if they did give you reparations, and like I say, all of you are not going to get it, but if they did give you reparations, now you got the Haitians and Jamaicans and Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, they man, hold up. Where our money? Now you're going to try to cut their throat. You're going to go to Congress. Some of y'all black politicians going to go to Congress and say, look, they're not Americans. Even though we know that most of those places are territories of America, they're not Americans. So, you know, it's just too much money to give out to the Haitians and the Dominicans, and man, it's too much. You need to leave it alone, people. We got to start thinking up here about smart chess moves. I keep telling y'all, these people are playing chess. We sitting around here playing checkers and tic-tac-toe, playing around. Reparation is a losing battle. It's something that's the smoke and mirrors that they putting out there to get your vote. And I know it's gonna be some brothers mad at me. They might even call me a house Negro. I don't care about that. I told you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to give you everything I can to help you make a proper decision on where to go next. And I'm going to do everything I can to help uplift my community the right way. This whole reparation thing is not the right way. You know, it's going to be problems coming at us left and right. Left and right, people. Now, to sum everything up, even after all the problems that we're going to have with reparations, you still got to figure out how you're going to pay yourself. I ain't even talking about the other stuff no more. You know, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. You a taxpayer. That money doesn't come from out of nowhere. It comes from the pockets of America. And you put into them pockets because you pay taxes. And I know some of my more intelligent listeners, I know they listening like, man, you know, he might be right. Then you got the diehard people that are going to plant their foot in the sand. They're like, man, I want my money. I want reparations. They're not going to listen. You know, they're not going to listen. And if you do get a check, I want to be there. Because I'm going to walk right behind you when you go cash it and then walk right into the grocery store and pay for the groceries and have to pay taxes on it. Because I'm going to laugh at you. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's not really, but I just might laugh at you. You know, there's nothing you can do in this country without putting some kind of tax on it. Seriously. I want to end this show on a good note because, like I say, that's a controversial issue. And a lot of people don't want to think about it. They don't want to think, they just want it. But they're not thinking. You know, they're not using the thought process. So I'm gonna get to the Masonic Journal. Now, you know, we had a good time last night at the park at Shelby Park in Nashville. It was a wonderful event. I loved how we all came together like that. And this is what we need more of in our communities. And yes, I won one of the raffles. And I want to give a thanks to Genesis Grand Lodge and Eden Grand Lodge for throwing a wonderful event. And you know, I hope they stay strong with this. And they've been going, I think, 8 years now. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be here for the long ride, people. But man, it was wonderful. And I want to thank you know, all the masters and mother matrons for throwing this for us. It was a great event. And sorry I couldn't make it to the Titans game. I don't think we had anything. I think it's today. I don't keep up with sports too much. And when I do start doing sports, I'm gonna have somebody come in, or I'll probably Skype him and let him get to the sports. Cause I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a sports guy. I'm done with entertainment. My talent ran out in junior high and junior college. And since then, you know, I've been focused on getting money, you know. So I'll let somebody else come in here with the sports and things like that. But I'm gonna keep it political, and I'm gonna keep it the politics and the news. So I'm working on finding me some guy who knows the ins and outs and everything about sports, and I'm gonna have him on the show. So this is the Daily Read, and I love you all, and put some money in your pockets the right way, and leave this whole reparation alone, people. It ain't worth it. It's going. We already got things and issues going on in our communities, but this is going to damage us even more fooling around with this stuff. Just leave it alone and find something else to build your wealth with. And this is the Daily Read, and I love you all. Peace.
The business, motherfucker. The Daily Read.
right, YouTube, Facebook. I want to thank you guys for attending. This is my 4th show. And like I was saying earlier, just think about things before we make political moves about voting people in to just tell us we want what we want to hear. You're a taxpayer, plain and simple. I know everybody want to get payback for slavery, but if you get reparations, you're paying yourself. It's a dummy move. And these people know it. They're just not going to tell you about it. So uplift your family, uplift your community, and keep moving ahead. Love you all. Peace.